Greetings. Welcome to Of Darkness and Light. My name is Daphne Garrido legally, but we're not going to go there because that hurts my brain. You can call me Delaney. We're being honest about how I'm disassociating in a healthy way because it is a defense mechanism. I'm Edie Augustine. That's my pen name. I'm going to live there because it's forming new pathways. It's helping me. This is my current roommate's music. I live in Washington State. I don't have a phone. I haven't filed taxes in 2 years because I can't. My disability won't let me conquer the systems of Washington State to get disability recognition. So I'm on the verge of going out and getting work somewhere that can kind of just recognize me as somebody they would let work in their bookshop or cafe or bakery and have a disability that's unrecognized. But it's scary because the whole time I've been disabled, I've wanted rest. I just wanted to chill out. I watched a bunch of video games on my computer and I just wanted to play them and relax and rest. And as soon as I raised my hand and said, "Hey y'all, I'm schizophrenic. I need help. I'm sorry for the crazy stuff I said. I didn't know it." I was already doing something where I was basically communicating through embodied cognition. And it's how I have to operate. It's disembodied. It's disassociated. It confuses people. But it allows my subconscious to speak through me, which is magnetically entangled with the earth. And we are the conscious intelligence of the earth, mathematically. It's mathematical. And I think that that's really profound. And I believe in the things that I'm doing here with independent research. And it's been mad sometimes. And it's been scary. And it's been triggering. Even stuff like putting my daughter's face on a picture right up on the homepage. It's because she's been taken from me. And it's because I want people to see how she smiled when she's with me. And I want people to see that look on my face, which was me when I was struggling the most. Really, really broken. Fighting for her. And we took some pictures. And I can see in those when I look at them that she's proud of me. And it keeps me going. And I want people to see. And I'm not afraid of China making a robot of my daughter, or whatever. It's a thing we hamstring ourselves, I feel like, from my embodied cognition. To be so afraid of technology that we're not sharing what our hearts are most proud of, which is our children. Parents love sharing pictures of their kids. And online is our marketplace of ideas. It's supposed to be where we communicate these days in a world beyond boundaries. But it's become a punishing system to disabled people, and specifically schizophrenics. The whole system is so rigged against the schizophrenic mind. It's absurd. It's of insecurity, historical insecurity that nobody in the modern world cares for. And there's people that I believe in who I reached out today that people wouldn't expect. And I want to talk about that, even though there's music playing that might be a little distracting. I reached out to the Daily Wire. I reached out to Ron DeSantis. And if that's bothersome to you, I want you to think about what I told them, which is that I'm a victim of queer culture and its misunderstandings of itself and Washington State in general. And I believe I'm going to reach out to the governor of Washington State again and do my best to try and explain this one more time. But I see the integration of pharmaceutical companies here in Washington State to all the social systems. And there's this misunderstanding that the idea of taking care of our disabled people could somehow is not financially viable. So we have to just pretend they're not out there. And that's incorrect. And so I'm reaching out beyond boundaries to people that might understand. And I believe that we need to do real science and truth seeking beyond any kind of ideological boundary to understand gender incongruence scientifically and live in alignment with the truth of nature, which we can understand through science. It's out there. Artificial intelligence is here. The data of all of our history is ready to be put together and looked at in ways where we can actually figure things out. We have the tools now to figure everything out, and we can do it if we work together. And the truth is that no matter what the answer is, it's going to be right to your heart, because your heart is a part of science. And so everybody's biggest wishes are true when you follow the science, because it's what all of our hearts are actually singing for, is the truth. And I am somebody that believes deeply that there are some people that are just born that want to be treated like a lady. And it's something different. It's feminine. And there are people who choose to be feminine. But the feminine variety of spirit born into a male body comes in a spectrum. Some that hold it as men and understand it that way. Some that have combined homosexuality and have conflated it all together. And I don't mean to say that that is a wrongness. I just mean that there is a similarity there in some gender incongruence, but it's held differently. And then there's people like me, and there needs to be some kind of male solidarity built, because people like me are sad. There's something in our heads where it just feels wrong and unfair, and we just want the other thing. It's upside down, and we can't have it. Not all the way. But when there are things out there that might allow us to have it in ways that feel better than how we do in the moment, we want them. And it's terrible to be kept from them when we know they're out there. But there's also a lack of education, because there's people in transition getting effectively statutory raped when they're adults by people younger than them. And it's the most horrifying thing to endure when you don't understand that through education. And it's the most horrifying thing to be coming into yourself in a way that is hurtful, and then to feel the sexualization of everyone. Because we're all sexual creatures too, unless we're asexual. And I believe in that as a valid expression. I believe the science will show that asexuality is a consequence that should be honored. And it's not worth pathologizing, it's worth understanding. It's, hey, this is something we respect. Because I think there's a lot of people who deep down are asexual that don't accept that. They're just kind of messed up. And all they really want is to snuggle up tight and have romance as the disabled person they are. Disabled from being able to do that and feel right in their body. Unless the situation's really particular, right? But that's everybody's business, just for them. And we need to have some kind of social decency agreement, keeping the bedroom out of the identity we present in a political way. It's like we're doing this for each other. And so we've got to meet in the middle somewhere. And by making our identity part of sexuality, so rooted into that and not of heart, we're teaching children to idolize the wrong things. And it's nobody's fault. But the truth is, we have to do better for kids. There's science about the way movies and television fuck with kids' heads. And we don't look at it. It's like the wrong movie at the wrong time when your brain's coming together when you're 11 to 13 years old can fuck up your whole idea of reality. And we don't think about that. We don't look at how it all actually works, but it's there. We have a century of data. Psychology's data is there and it's valid, but it needs to be reworked away from the biomedical model into understanding what's really going on, which is that we got to take care of people better. And you know what? It's going to make capitalism hum, because then everybody's going to be playing their part the way they're supposed to. And capitalism is a system about following the results of what we need, but we don't know what we need if we're not being honest about what we are, which is a culture of people who over generations have been disabled by the history of our world. And people are being turned against themselves. Schizophrenic people are a part of Christian history. We do not know how backwards some of the myths are and some of the history could be. But I believe deeply. I wrote a story that resonates with me, which was that Mary Magdalene was a mother, and she was a schizophrenic who was damaged by a man that was, in my current estimation, somebody with a condition of their own who took care of him. And she brought stuff through because she was like me. That came of great importance, but needed to be organized because she was schizophrenic. And then maybe he started teaching people about how everybody has this spirit inside, even if they're not sick. And how we can all live by these basic truths and our body falls into harmony. And it's not about being Jesus. There's not one. We're walking around in a world of people who are disabled with the potential of being Jesus. We are on the brink of a new earth if we get people to recognize that heaven on earth is up for the grabs here. If we just recognize that schizophrenic people are ready to start speaking the truth if we get them aligned with science and we start being honest from the ground up. That's really cool. And I believe the people of the Daily Wire, I believe Ron DeSantis, and I believe other people I will reach out to in the Republican Party are maybe the people who can build the first bridge with me, because it'll be so powerful that I'm reaching out despite the preconceptions that are usually held against them by people like me, with a trust that they're the kind of people that look at the truth and respect it, or something close to the truth and respect it. And that's where I'm at, is at least close to the truth. And I believe in Daphne's home tree more than anything. I think when I get people to look at that, they'll see. This is a profound opportunity to change America and the world by being right about what our hearts need to do, which is to take care of people for who they are, right from the beginning, and stop lying ourselves about the data, because we're making ourselves crazy. And we're getting really crazy in particular about trans women, because we know we're failing them, but we know the solutions that are out there aren't quite it, dude. It's not it. You can't have the whole cake. You have to admit it. You're a male, but you're a lady, and it's different. And it's not okay to just presume to take female and woman fully. But there's language and play, and there's room for people to communicate how they do. But we need a public discourse zone where there is agreed, formalized language that is appropriate for meeting in the middle on everyone, that we can strive towards. Because this is about language more than anything else, and education. And I believe in the hearts of people that want to have that conversation. And even if it feels like it's too late, some of these people wanted to have conversations about the truth of trans people right after the wave of trans acceptance came out that convinced me to come out. And they were met with a bunch of bullshit that didn't want to look at the science. And that's the saddest thing, because the science is perfect for trans people, because it validates us exactly as we are here. The only problem is for people that are pretending. And so don't be that person. Thanks for listening.